Hi guys, for today's video I have a review on the Maybelline Better Skin Foundation and the powder. I know the foundation isn't brand new, but the powder is, so I thought it would just be good to review them together for you guys. So I have two shades in the Better Skin Foundation. I have 20 and 25. I'm kind of in between both at the moment. And then in the powder I have 20 Classic Ivory. I am going to be demoing them for you guys. That's why I have no makeup on my face. I just wanted to go through some basics before I do the demo and then talk about my final thoughts and stuff like that. So the Better Skin Foundation ranges from $8.99 to about $12.99 depending on where you get it from. And this is a skin transforming foundation, has titanium dioxide sunscreen, SPF 15. It is oil free and it has a bunch of claims that it'll just make your skin look better, reduce redness, reduce bumps, acne, and things like that after a period of time. So again, I have the shades Classic Ivory and Nude Beige. They do have a pretty decent color selection. This foundation comes in an okay shade range. It has about 10 colors. So like I said, this foundation does have a lot of benefits. On the website, it says Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Foundation gives an all-day flawless coverage and better looking skin in 3 weeks. The foundation reduces the appearance of spots, bumps, dullness, and redness and gives you a brighter, more even skin tone. I haven't worn the foundation really for 3 weeks straight to give that claim. I like to switch out my foundation, so I'm not really going to be touching on that in this video because I'm not really sure. I haven't tested it out. It claims to have all-day flawless coverage and better looking skin in 3 weeks, long wear that improves skin every minute you're in it, with antioxidant power of Actyl C and which is a more durable form of vitamin C. It's for all skin types and it's medium to full coverage. I do have pretty oily skin and it holds up pretty well. It's a nice kind of satiny natural finish. It's not completely matte, but it's not completely luminous and dewy either. It's again nice in the middle, kind of satiny matte, and it does have that medium to full coverage. I can't really build it up because it can get a little cakey on my skin, but I'm usually fine with just one layer, maybe a little extra foundation in my problem areas, and that's usually fine. I really love the packaging on these foundations because they have nice glass bottles and they do come with awesome pumps that let you control how much you disperse, and I always can appreciate a pump because it's just so much easier, like I said, for control and you're not wasting products. Now I'm going to talk about the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin powder. Again, I have the shade 20 Classic Ivory, and again, this ranges anywhere from like $8.99 to $11.99 depending on where you get it. You will find it cheaper somewhere like Walmart and Target, whereas maybe if you get it in a drugstore like Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens, it is going to be a little more expensive. So this is what the packaging looks like. I really love it. It's super sleek. I like that it's not like a thick compact kind of like the Fit Me powder is. I'll actually get it to compare. So this is the Better Skin and this is the Fit Me. As you can see, the Fit Me is just a lot different. It's a lot more bulky, it's square, whereas this is nice and sleek and slim, and I could slide it right down the side of my purse or my little travel bag. When you open it up, I really love the packaging. It feels super elegant. It's like a hard plastic. And this is what it looks like. I don't want to blind you guys, but it has a really nice size mirror, and then the powder and the puff are half and half. I do wish that the powder was a little bigger and maybe the puff was like underneath it or something, but I do think that that was just the best way to get it nice and compact. So this again is a skin transforming powder that delivers long-lasting coverage. It eliminates shine and unevenness without looking cakey, and again, better looking skin in 3 weeks. It does have salicylic acid and it's non-comedogenic, which means it just doesn't clog pores, so that's good. This powder has really nice coverage. I love using it for blotting as well. I've never used it as just a straight up foundation, but that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm going to be doing half of my face with just the Better Skin foundation and then half of my face with the powder, just to see the difference in coverage and things like that. So we're just going to hop into the demo right now so you guys can see how these products perform. Okay guys, so I wanted to do a voiceover of the demo just so I can explain how the products really apply. So for the foundation, you don't need much. I just really like that full coverage look. So I'm dotting a decent amount on one half of my face. And my favorite brush for this foundation is the Morphe G6, I believe this is. I'll definitely leave the brush in the description box down below. I find it works best with more of a more flexible, less dense brush. Again, I feel like it could get a little cakey with something dense, more like the M439. So this is just my favorite brush, but this foundation blends in seamlessly, beautifully, so easily, and I absolutely love the finish that it gives. And I'm just going in with just a little tiny more on some problem areas I might have. It's totally fine. It doesn't get cakey. And then I'm just going in with some of the Better Skin concealer. I'm not going to be reviewing this, just applying this like I would normally underneath my eyes and on the center of my face to brighten. I don't really have any issues with this foundation blending on top. I mean, this concealer blending on top of this foundation. I find it goes a little patchy underneath my eyes sometimes, but the concealer kind of does that on top of all my foundations. So I'm setting that with some translucent powder so it doesn't alter the color or the coverage. Now I'm applying some concealer on the other side of my face, just like I normally would underneath the powder. You never want to put liquid on top of powder. So just to really brighten the center of my face and my under eye, since I won't have a chance to do that once I apply the powder. I'm going in right with the sponge that it came with, and this applied really nicely, really full coverage and smooth, super easy to blend, and this was not a cakey powder by any means. Sometimes I feel like powder foundations go cakey super easily, but this one just sat super nice on my face. It really smoothed over my pores, and it went on my nose super well. That's like the true test for me, if the powder stays on my nose. A lot of foundation powders break up on my nose really easily, like right away, but this one smoothed over everything and made everything nice and smooth, and I really, really loved how this applied. And then lastly, I'm just setting underneath my eye with some translucent powder and kind of blending that together. Okay, so as you guys just saw, I just finished doing half my face with the foundation and half of my face with the powder. I did use the foundation with translucent powder just so you guys can see the true coverage of it. The powder didn't add any extra coverage or color or anything like that. And this is the powder all by itself, just with the Better Skin Concealer just right under my eyes for some brightness. And I'm actually really impressed. I think I like the side with the powder a lot better. It's not a huge difference. This side is just more matte. I feel like it's a little more full coverage as well, as long as lasting power. I don't know how long the powder is going to last compared to the liquid set with a powder, but looking in the mirror, this side of my face just looks a whole lot more airbrushed. This side, it's nice. I really love this foundation. I have worn it a lot in the past, but I do have some problems with it being a little patchy right where I put the concealer, but not horrible. The colors are really good matches. I don't really think they look that different. I'm not sure about on camera. I feel like overall the powder just looks smoother. Like near my eyebrow, I tend to get a lot of cling. I don't have a lot of that compared to this side. And even around my nose, it's just a whole lot smoother on this side of my face. I do see a little more redness and scarring peeking through on this side, whereas I don't really see much on this side, but some concealer or something would easily fix that underneath the powder. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my face, see how products apply on top of that and stuff like that, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. Alright guys, so I just finished up the rest of my face and I'm going to tell you guys how the products applied on top, if I like one side better, and just my overall review and things like that. So the first thing that I did notice is on the side that I applied my powder, this side right here, when I was applying my bronzer, my contour, and things like that, it was kind of wiping away the powder, so you can see some of my acne scars and my just like little acne bumps are starting to pop through, only in the spots where I applied a product on top. Like in the center of my face right here and on my chin, it's still super full coverage because I didn't go over that with anything, but just on the spots like right in my bronzer contour area, my highlight area where I applied powder on top, it did get a little patchy and rub some of the product from underneath off. Whereas on the side with my liquid foundation, the side of my face right here, the powders went on a lot smoother and it didn't pick up any extra coverage or anything like that. You can still see how I have that flawless base underneath just with my bronzer and highlighter and contour on top, whereas on this side I feel like everything kind of got blended together and you can see those red marks peeking through. So I really think this powder is really good if you just want to like pop it on and run out the door with like some mascara, but again, applying the powders on top of it didn't really work that well for me. But I really do love this as a powder, like a topper, like a finishing powder for on top of a foundation, and also super awesome as a blotting powder if you're oily, get shiny. This is really, really good for that as well. The foundation I really like. Again, I have troubles with it patchy right here, but that could be my concealer as well. But that was really easy to fix. Everything glided on it super smoothly. I love the coverage. I love the finish. Overall, I really, really like these products. I think they're pretty much equal. It just depends on what you're using them for. They both have really nice coverage. Again, just different uses. Hi guys, so I am back. It is now 9:55, almost 10 o'clock at night. I don't know if that was really clear, if you guys could see that. I know the lighting's a little crazy. It's obviously dark out, so I'm working with just like a lamp and my LED light. I never really use a filming light because I always prefer to film during the day with the natural light. So I know the light is a little crazy, but I wanted to come back and update you guys on the foundation. So I have a couple thoughts on it, but I'm still a little conflicted. Overall, I really like it, but I'm just a little conflicted on which one I like better. So I do have the Better Skin powder on this side of my face, as you guys saw before, and I have to say this side of my face right here is a lot more matte looking than this side of my face, which I prefer, and I feel like this side definitely controlled my oils a lot better, and I stayed, again, just more matte and more smooth looking, but at the same time, my redness and my breakouts were still peeking through. The foundation was very much breaking up on my cheeks where I have breakouts, and like I said, where I applied that bronzer. So this side is more matte and more smooth, but less coverage, if that makes sense. Whereas this side, the coverage stayed fully, but it did get a little shinier quicker. So I guess depending on what you're looking for, one or the other, I feel like these would be an amazing combination combined. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying that. And I feel like you could even see a difference, like my highlight here, how shiny it is and how much toned down my highlight looks on this side. This side broke up on my forehead a little bit with the powder, again, where the breakout. So just to recap, the powder stayed matte and smooth, but was less full coverage, whereas this was more full coverage, but got a little shinier quicker, the liquid foundation. I hope that's not confusing, and I hope this video was helpful. Again, I'm sorry about the lighting. I just wanted to do a quick last check-in for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and demo of the Maybelline Better Skin products. I hope it was helpful. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already. Check out my social medias, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
If I had known then what I know now,